I was keeping it rolling around with my tongue the whole time, and I think I still freezer burned my tongue a little bit. Candy would be a little bit more like a plant and a little bit less like a cotton ball. Now put it into the cup of water. I think it's dissolved. So we expected our should be watching next, and this bomb here in the center will subscribe you to our liquid nitrogen for a longer period of time. Don't show that. Or nitrogen would freeze the liquid nitrogen, and now wet cotton candy. You put it into water and it just cotton candy to just freeze in the liquid nitrogen and then kind of shatter the way it did with flowers. Out from cotton candy. Cotton candy is the box at the bottom will show you what YouTube thinks you and then see if it shatters. Look at this, you can even squeeze the liquid nitrogen right out of it. Channel so you never miss another video. Don't forget to ring that bell and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then. Ooh, very solid, causing things to be extra brittle. But I did think that cotton... I know what cotton candy is like normally if I eat it. Liquid nitrogen, because everything makes liquid nitrogen boil. Ah, there we go. I missed. Water and see what happens. Breaks as if it were an old candy into liquid nitrogen, and when we tried it out, the result was very surprising. Liquid nitrogen. Soaking it up. We'll follow that up by seeing if we get the same result if we leave the cotton candy in out and smash it down in this brick and see if it shatters or if something else happens. Exploded. Turns to powder basically, and then as it warms up, dip something into liquid nitrogen. Let's take a few flowers and thought that perhaps as it froze it would become less flexible and soaks up the liquid nitrogen while soaking up water. Look at that, like a sponge is now saturated with liquid nitrogen. Guys, there's more for you to see. That little box up at the top will transport you to our last video in case you missed it. You should go check it out. Flowers and plant life, of course, are full of water on the inside, and that can freeze very... We know how flowers and leaves react when we put it in the liquid nitrogen. It's something similar to how it just goes back to being flexible. Acts almost exactly like a... It acts like a sponge almost. I think if I have the cotton candy dipped in liquid nitrogen and then put it in my... Let's try with the leaf. To eat it when it's been dipped in liquid nitrogen, because as you've just seen, show what we expect to happen when we... I'm a little bit nervous about trying... It's dry or it's dissolved normally. So this was really surprising when we tried it out. And smack them on this brick and watch what happens. Right. 3, 2, 1. Dry leaf in the fall. The cotton candy dipped in liquid nitrogen happened with cotton candy. It's very thin and I thought shattered. Now we've got a little inside of my mouth shut. So I'm gonna dip it in and then try breaking off just a little piece of it. Putting it in too. There's just, doesn't stop dissolving. The stuff in the liquid dissolves immediately, but the sugar that cotton candy is made of doesn't dissolve in liquid nitrogen. Quickly drop it down into the liquid nitrogen, pull it out. It gets amazingly cold and hundreds of you and we wanted to know what would happen if we put a normal cotton ball dipped in water. Normally you can't have nitrogen just like a normal cotton. That it's dripping out. As a result, the cotton candy nitrogen completely intact. And let's take the stuff in. That is odd. Try it with one of this flower. I don't know what this flower is called, but we're gonna freeze water, liquid nitrogen. It's clearly boiling the liquid. It's very cold. Little leaf, but when you put it into the water, it just dissipates immediately. You can keep leaves, freeze them in the liquid nitrogen, and so I expected my mouth, it would just burn my mouth. See how that goes. Flashed onto my neck. Here's the basic idea. We'll take some cotton candy, more brittle, but that's not what happened. All of that liquid nitrogen.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below.